The better you get at identifying those dog training clients who are going to become a huge time suck and then refunding them fast and moving on, the more money you'll make. It's a controversial subject, but one I'm going to dive into in this episode. So stick with me. I think you're going to enjoy it. One thing you realize about the dog training industry is that if you really want to be successful in this industry, if you really want to have a dog training business, not just a dog training hobby, is that you're going to be selling programs, not packages of lessons. You're going to sell programs which are based around delivering certain behaviors or certain results rather than selling by the hour, because you can only get so much money per hour, right? Like maybe you can get 50 or 80 bucks per hour. But if you package together programs, you can get sometimes upwards of $200 or $300 per hour once you break it down that way. Now, there's a certain way of loading your program so that the individual dog owner is getting way more benefits from what they're paying than the amount of individual hours or time spent with them. That's a topic for another video. What I want to touch on today is the issue of identifying those problem desperate dog owners and realizing that it's not in your best interest to work with everybody who contacts you or walks through your front door. There are going to be a percentage of desperate dog owners who will end up costing you more money rather than you actually making money from them. And again, because we're in the dog training business and not the dog training hobby, it's in your best interest to be able to identify those individuals fast, and especially if you've already signed them, to refund them fast and move on to your next client. Here's why. It may be an issue of personality conflict, or it may just be a structural issue. Structural issue meaning like you've got the proverbial little old lady or little old man who weighs 98 pounds. They've got a 150-pound Rottweiler who's super dog aggressive and super handler aggressive. And the individual, the human, has a real difficult time following instructions. They're constantly interrupting you. They are just a very difficult client. And it'd be nice to think that we can always identify those clients during the consultation, which is another good argument for having an in-person consultation. But we can't always do that. You're going to have a much better chance of identifying those people if you do meet them in person rather than just try and sell them over the phone, or God forbid, push them through some kind of online sales funnel where they sign up on their own. In my opinion, that's just asking for trouble. But even meeting them in person, you will end up with a certain percentage of people who you don't realize until you start working with them, or you start working with the dog, that this is way more of a problem situation than you realize when you initially sold them. And so let's say your average client takes about a month to complete and give them really good results and make them happy and give them a dog that performs and does the things that they want. And with this individual, this problem individual or problem dog, whatever it is, it's going to take, let's say, 3 or 4 months. Okay, that individual client is going to be costing you more money because in that same period of time, you could have worked with 3 or 4 additional clients during that same time slot and made the same amount of money from each individual client. So there's a certain point where, especially as you progress in this industry, the longer you've been doing it, you'll never be 100%, but you'll start getting better and better at identifying those problem clients, for lack of a better term, earlier on. And the faster you refund them their money, the more profitable your business is going to be. And more than likely, you're going to retain more of your sanity. No promise you're going to retain all of your sanity, but you're going to retain more of your sanity. Now, unfortunately, there are 2 types of professional dog trainers who you'll probably read commenting in the comment section if you're watching this on or in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook, or on my YouTube channel, Katz on Marketing, and you'll see it in the comments. 2 types of dog trainers who are just psychologically unable to employ this strategy, even though I've just laid out why logically it makes sense to refund fast once you've identified these types of desperate dog owners. The first type of professional dog trainer who won't be able to do this is the one with the big ego, who says to the client, I don't care like how long it takes. I can train any dog, any type of situation, and I will work with you for as long as it possibly takes. And this professional dog trainer ends up spending way more time than they should with this client. And again, the client ends up losing that dog trainer money. They allow their ego to interfere with their business. Again, comes back to realizing and recognizing whether or not you're running a business or you're running a hobby. You can't do two things at the same time. The second type of dog trainer is the one that is operating out of a poverty mindset. Okay? And this individual, maybe they're living hand to mouth. They feel like they need to sign or work with every single desperate dog owner that walks through the door or contacts them. Again, it's a big mistake. Don't go into this business if you're undercapitalized. Don't continue to run this business if you're allowing money to make decisions that you probably shouldn't be making otherwise. Don't be in a position, don't put yourself in a position where you have to make poor business decisions, right? Again, clients that cost you money rather than make you money. Remember, you wouldn't hire an employee who costs you more money than makes you more money. So why would you sign a desperate dog owner just because they're desperate, who costs you more money than makes you more money? But there's a certain individual who has a certain type of poverty mindset who will sign that type of client even though the red flags are there, or continue working with that client once the red flags have made themselves visible, and continues working with a client rather than just refund fast. So, the longer you're in this business, the better you'll get at identifying those red flags and the desperate dog owners who you really shouldn't be working with, because they're going to cost you more money or they're going to cost you your sanity. But be aware of this issue, because ultimately it comes down to being a successful business owner. And if your goal is to help as many desperate dog owners as you can, you're going to have to say no to a small percentage of dog owners and refund their money. Hey, I'm Adam Katz for DogTrainerToolbox.com. If you need to grow your dog training business, if you're tired of lying in bed wondering, how do I get more desperate dog owners to call me? I found that Google Ads is one of the best ways to do that. You get the highest quality of leads, highest quality of people calling you, actively searching for what it is that you have to offer. The problem with Google Ads is that it can be insanely expensive, especially if you don't know what you're doing, and you can blow through a lot of money really quick. That's where my business, Browning Direct, which you can read more about at dogtrainertoolbox.com, comes in. We offer a soup to nuts, done for you, 100% done for you solution. All you really need to do is answer the phone, because desperate dog owners are going to be calling you every day, every week, every month, and every year. And these are people with money in hand who want to work for you. And you're going to be in a position to decide, do I want to work with this person or do I not want to work with this person? Because they may be costing me more money than I'm making. Hey, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below if you're watching this in the Dog Trainer Marketing Group on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, Katz on Marketing. Talk to you soon, guys.